sunset over the desert, and a special convoy for an equally special project. We are in Mauritania, on the road from Nouakchott, the capital, to Dakar. These trucks are carrying pipes for the Atou Assali project, the biggest construction project carried out here since independence in 1960. The aim of the work, entrusted to SADE, is to supply Nouakchott with water from the Senegal River through 200 kilometers of pipelines. Wednesday, November the 28th, 2007, the official opening of the project by the President of the Mauritanian Republic in the presence of Dominique BRESSON, Chairman and Managing Director of SADE, and Denis LOPEZ, Major Projects Director. The start of nearly 3 years' work across the Mauritanian desert. TIG went halfway along the project route, the base camp of SADE's operational teams in Mauritania and the organizational nerve center of the project.
The first thing you have to do is to get a general idea of what needs to be done. The project therefore has to be broken down into work phases, and for each work phase you line up the necessary human and material resources.
Everything starts here at the Port of Friendship in Nouakchott, where 2 storage areas have had to be specially fitted out to accommodate nearly 20,000 pipes.
There are 2 storage areas at the port. On average, we have 2 ships a month and 500 to 1,300 pipes. In the south, we have 14 trucks at the pipe stringing, and in the north, at the Nouakchott hand, we have 21 trucks a day.
There are 20,000 pipes in all, and if we divide by 4, that means 5,000 trucks which have to reach their destination. Overall, there are currently more than 500 people working on the project. We are working on a project which will take 33 months in all, and we therefore need to have teams who are efficient over a period of 33 months. And above all, make sure that no team is left idle.
The project comprises 2 sections, laying 2 pipelines in parallel in the shoulders of a 6-kilometer structure, built in an area susceptible to compression and flooding. Another structure, in line with the embankment, creation of a dirt road across the desert. There are many problems to be overcome in this project. The aggressive nature of the soil, for example, requires protection of approximately 45% of the length with a special coating. However, the biggest problem during laying here is sand.
Once the pipes are laid, we 3/4 fill the trenches, and then we have a water tanker which comes and pours water on the sand to carry out hydraulic compacting, so that we can then fill in a second layer over the pipe. Following this, we close the trench completely. We are here to bring water to Nouakchott, so if the nearby population comes to get water, I think it will be very good for the region.
With water intakes, pre-treatment and pumping stations and reinforced concrete anti-water hammer structures, nearly 400 standard structures are also scheduled.
On terrain like this, which is very flat, the need is to create high points and low points, in other words, air valves and drains. Between 2 high points we have a low point, and between 2 low points we have a high point, therefore roughly 200 drains and 200 air valves. Roughly 1 structure every 500 meters, that means 400 structures on the 170 kilometers of 1,400 millimeter pipe. There are slightly fewer on the 1,100 millimeter pipe. There is a prefabrication workshop at Nouakchott, so we go down there roughly 2 or 3 times a week.
A bit further down the route, the pipe laying is complete.
We have just completed a pressure test on 2.5 kilometers, so we're putting concrete blocks behind the structure so that we can maintain the structure, which is a 20-bar structure. I think the authorities are following this project very closely. They give us very considerable support, which has been unfailing up to now. They have clearly noted SADE's determination to do things the way it is capable of doing them, and indeed the way it is doing them. Of course, we chose SADE because it made the best offer, both in technical terms and in financial terms. It is a company you can rely on.
The project is therefore well advanced. The whole part along the Route National 2 road has been completed. Work is now underway on the last section along the new dirt road created for this project. The continuous supply of the pipes to their place of laying is still a daily challenge. Here the difficulty increases with the trucks driving on the dirt road, each one weighing more than 20 tons. At the same time, a bit further along the clay embankment, the two 1100mm pipes, which will supply the Beni Nadji plant from the Senegal River, are being laid. These two pipes require special assembly to make the whole pipeline secure.
The principle is to attach the pipes to each other by a system of counter flanges and bolts. On top of the locking system, we place protective sleeves which we apply by heating and which shrink onto the pipe.
Another important construction in the project, the box culvert. This is a civil engineering structure which will allow the water to pass to the other side of the embankment during the scheduled flooding for agriculture. In June 2009, the last pipes are laid 1.5 years after the arrival of the first pipes at the port of Nouakchott. The first conclusions can now be drawn.
This is the most important work section. It is the work section which was on the critical path, and it is the work section which is currently saving time on the initial program. We are very satisfied with the quality of the work, the progress of the work, and the quality of the partnership which has been established between SADE and the SNDE. It's been a great adventure. SADE has been able to mobilize experienced people who have demonstrated their know-how under conditions which were not always easy, and the results are there to be seen.
In service since October the 12th, 2010, the Aftou Assali facilities have been inaugurated on November the 24th, 2010, while ceremonies were held to celebrate Mauritania's National Day, which coincides this year with the 50th anniversary of the country's independence. Celebrated in the presence of Mr. Mohamed Ould Abdelaziz, President of the Mauritanian Republic, the highest representatives of the Mauritanian government, the funding organization's chairman, as well as accredited ambassadors, this event emphasizes the importance of such a project for Mauritania, and more particularly for Nouakchott's populations. In SADE's history, Aftou Assali is just the largest project ever carried out. The works performed in Mauritania are now a major reference for the company.